They'll do a lot of different things. You know, they'll split out 4 guys to one side away from the center, and they may line them all in a straight line. They may line them up, some on the line of scrimmage, some off, and you know, try to get you with that type of football. And they'll snap the ball very quickly when they're doing those kind of things. So if you're not ready for it, you know, they're going to get you on some plays that will make a big play, keep a first down alive, that will create some things. And they have more things off of that kind of formation than what most teams do. Most teams will line up and they'll do something out of that, and that's it. They'll go on to the rest of their offense. These guys have things off of that, and so, you know, it's an offense that's probably more versatile than some offenses in terms of the formations they line up in and what they try to do out of those formations. Defensively, you know, they're strong up front. They are a tough physical football team up front, and they penetrate. They got corners that can lock you down, so that hurts you in the pass game a little bit. So they've got a good combination of things, and I think that has shown at times during the year. You know, the game against Temple, they matched them physically, and it was a great football team. So, you know, they have the ability to be what you want to be offensively and to be what you want to be defensively. Their punting team, they lead the conference in net punting, which is huge. That's all about field position. They are very, very dangerous and one of the best teams in the MAC in terms of kickoff returns. That again accounts for field position. So there's a lot of challenges for us as we enter into this ball game, and knowing that one day less preparation certainly doesn't help. Neil should be able to play some. He's practicing this week. Just how many snaps and how that'll all go, you know, remains to be seen. But we'd like to get him on the field. We'd like to get him some snaps.
Just touch on his impact in the middle of your defense, and a guy that you've been able to get by without, but based on how he started the year, the first 4 or 5 games.
You know, he was certainly with the top defensive performers in the line in the MAC in terms of how he was performing early in the year, and so we thought that he was just going to have a great season. Is definitely an all-MAC kind of player, and so, you know, losing him hurt. You know, Dante's got an excellent, has excellent running ability, and he's tough. I mean, he's much tougher and a stronger runner than what his size would indicate to you. He is very productive at getting yards after contact. So you like the combination of a guy that's able to break the big play and be very strong and get yards after contact. And then, you know, in the Temple game, he showed his receiving skills. He's also a good blocker. So I really like what he's all about. You know, he's leading the conference, I believe, in kickoff returns, and so that talent's there. I think we're starting to see the talent that he has, much more so this year than ever before in his career. I think he's starting to reach his potential. You know, we've adjusted our practices the last 3 or 4 weeks to really help him with that, and I think that has been a big help, and you know, we'll continue to do so as we finish this thing off. It gets a little bit more difficult, you know, with the 6 days in between, in that you're really conflicted between wanting to get everything covered and making sure that their legs are there and ready to go, and we've addressed you know, school and classes and not letting everything come down to the very end to where you're trying to get all your assignments in and you're trying to cram for tests, and to try to use the time now to this past week and weeks to get ahead a little bit. And you know, we've had actually a total of 2 hours study time this past weekend, and we're going to do the same thing this weekend, and built in to the pregame. And so you know, it is a concern though. It definitely is a concern.